Hello, this is George Hutton, and you are listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. Today we continue our study of weaponized hypnosis. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/weaponized-hypnosis. Today we'll begin with fully written stories. Each story will first be presented in 5 parts, the 5 basic parts of the story. And then each part will be separated and listed in order told in the story. Then the whole story will be told with the anchors, commands, and self points. This set of stories is called a serial killer. Story number 1 is a movie about memory loss. 1A is a strange movie you saw recently. 1B is about a guy with a terrible mental condition. 1C, every day this guy would wake up and he wouldn't remember anything. 1D, but he was rich and he didn't know it. 1E, everybody around him was taking advantage of him. Story 2 is a movie about a serial killer. 2A, another movie about an artist. 2B, he kept visiting girls. 2C, but he always came home disappointed. 2D, turned out he was killing girls but didn't know it. 2E, he thought that he was getting rejected. Story 3, a story on the news about a serial killer. 3A, you saw a story on the news about a serial killer. 3B, some guy who travels around and kills prostitutes. 3C, tortures them for hours before killing them. 3D, he's very careful and leaves no evidence. 3E, police are begging for the public's help. Story 4 is about the number of actual serial killers. 4A, you saw a documentary on serial killers. 4B, there's always a few dozen operating. 4C, it's nearly impossible to catch them. 4D, it's easy to avoid getting caught if you're a killer. 4E, it would be a weird hobby to have. Now we'll present the stories in the order that you tell them based on those simple snippets. 1A, a movie you saw recently. 1B, a guy with a mental condition. 1C, could only remember one thing per day. 2A, a movie about an artist. 2B, would always go to meet girls. 2C, always came home disappointed. 3A, story on the news about a serial killer. 3B, he travels and kills prostitutes. 3C, he tortures them before killing them. 4A, a documentary on serial killers. 4B, always a few dozen operating. 4C, hard to catch them. 4D, easy to not get caught. 4E, would be a strange hobby. 3D, very careful, no evidence. 3E, police are begging for help. 2D, he was really killing them. 2E, but he didn't remember any of it. 1D, the guy was rich but didn't know it. 1E, everybody took advantage of him. Part 3, this is the word-for-word script, the way you would tell the story. R equals anchor. Embedded command and self point is SP. I saw this amazing movie the other night. I was about to go to sleep, but I found this recent movie that was in my queue, but I couldn't remember putting it there. Don't you hate it when you forget things? R, like that. Anyway, it was about this guy with a mental condition. I mean, he would always forget things. R, like day to day. I mean, he couldn't remember after a day, like he had an accident or something. And the accident made him develop a mental disorder. R. There was this other movie it reminded me of, I think, but it was about this guy, SP, this total loser, R, that would go out and try to meet girls, R, but the girls would always reject him. I mean, he would always fall in love with girls, R. He was always really sad, and he would always cry to sleep every night, R. And oh man, there was this thing on the news about this serial killer. Man, it was intense. This guy, SP, would travel everywhere and kill prostitutes, SP. But he wouldn't just kill people, R. He would torture people, R. I mean, this person, SP, would torture people, R, for hours. Sometimes this person, SP, would torture people, R, for days. I had to close my eyes when they showed the actual crime scene pictures. I mean, I don't know how this person, SP, does this. There was another documentary I saw about serial killers. I mean, actual serial killers are everywhere. Serial killers, SP, are everywhere in every city. At any given time, there's between 50 and 100 serial killers operating in the United States. And each one of these serial killers, SP, just goes out and decides to murder 3 people, R, a year. Isn't that crazy? And it's not like on TV where they have all these super smart FBI guys doing all the work to chase them down. I mean, these serial killers, SP, are really smart. I mean, they kill people, R. That don't really matter. I mean, if he decides to kill you, R, this person has decided that you really aren't important. I mean, this person, SP, that knows if you died, I mean, if they found your body all hacked up and whatever, nobody would care, SP. That's why the police have no way to catch these guys. I mean, they need to spend all their time trying to solve cases of important people. So when these serial killers, when these people, SP, decide to kill somebody, or they choose to kill somebody, or that they know aren't very important, I mean, it's like they kill them and they say, hey, you're not important. So when they find your body all hacked up, nobody's going to care. Isn't that insane? I mean, I've heard of strange hobbies, but if you decide, R, to have a hobby, R, of killing people, SP, that's just wild. But this guy that's killing these prostitutes, the cops have no idea. I mean, the cops are asking for help from the public, and when the police are asking for help from the public, you know they don't have any idea. That's kind of scary, right? Knowing that if you are killed, the cops won't be able to find the person who killed you, right? But this guy that would fail with women, R, it turned out he wasn't failing, he was killing them. How crazy is that? I mean, that would suck if you thought you just suck with women, R. But in reality, you were killing women that you didn't even know it, right? That was a crazy twist that I wasn't expecting. I mean, this other guy would forget everything, R, right? I mean, every day he would forget everything that happened, R, and would have to try and remember things, but he couldn't because he would forget everything, R. And he was really rich and didn't know that. It was wild. He was totally rich, but since he would always forget everything, R, everybody was always taking advantage of him. That would suck if you didn't know that everybody was always taking advantage of you, but you couldn't remember anything. You would always forget, R, when people, SP, would take advantage of you, right? I'm George Hutton. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/weaponized-hypnosis. Thank you for listening. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.